Now we take a look at this problem here and we say the example is to determine the interior angles of a triangle ABC. Now, if you're given that the sum of the three, if you know the sum of the three angles here is 180, you can simply take this algebraic equation and set it up and solve for x. Once you've solved for x, then it's incumbent upon you to not just say, yay me, I solved for x, and now I'm done. No, you're not. Now I need to go back and solve for the measure of angle A by plugging 12 into 2x plus 12, which gives me 25. Plugging 2x plus 1, excuse me. 2 times 12 plus 1 is 25. And then I plug 12 into 7x plus 4, which gives me, that's 7x minus 4. I'm having my speech issues today. And then plug it into the measure of angle C. 7 times 12 minus 9 is 75. So those are the measures of those three angles just by plugging and chugging. Call that plugging and chugging. Okay, following this situation here above, solve these two, the measure of each angle in each of these two triangles. Pause the video, do it, and then come back. So here's your answer. If you have any questions, pause your video and talk to your teacher. Okay, and the exterior angle theorem. This is really interesting because the measure of any exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the measures of the two remote interior angles. So this is a triangle, okay? And the measure of this angle here is the same as the sum of the two remote interiors. In other words, this is the linear pair. This makes 80 degrees. So this is 80 degrees, okay? The sum of these two angles is going to equal, let me do this. The sum of this and this is going to equal this exterior angle here. And it's kind of interesting if you think about it. If I go out here and I drew this exterior angle, this would be 120. And that would equal the sum of 80 or 40 and 80. The same thing's true if I drew this exterior angle, which would be 140, which would be the same as the sum of 80 and 60. So this is equal to this plus this. And so this is true for all triangles, the exterior angle theorem. Very cool theorem to know because it can help you solve all kinds of problems. Then, of course, what we're going to do here is we're going to throw out some interesting problems for you. We're going to give you some algebra problems where we line up the exterior angles and we ask you to set this equal to the sum of these two and solve for x, or do some creative things to solve for the measures of those angles or solve for, whatever, okay? So in this case, we're asking you to solve for x, and then you can solve for the measure of angle ABC. In this case, in the next one, you'll solve for the measure of angle DFE. So we're going to be solving for DFE. So I'm going to be looking for the measure of this angle, which is going to be interesting because you're going to have to solve for this angle and then use 180 minus. You can also solve for HGI. Put I down here. This will be I down here. So HGI, okay, is we're going to find the measure of that angle. So knowing this is true, how, what are you going to do? Go ahead and pause the video and solve it. I will not solve these algebraically, by the way. I'm going to just set them up for you and you'll be required to solve them algebraically. So here are the two equations set up. On the left side, we're using the exterior angles theorem, and we're just simply drawing this up here. That is equal to the sum of those two. This angle plus this angle is equal to this angle right here. So this plus 90 is equal to this. Go ahead and use your algebra skills to solve that. If you have questions, talk to your teacher. So that's all we have for the video today. There'll be practice for you to work on now in class, and have fun.